Thanksgiving is here. Time to stuff our faces, undo our belts, and let our guts hang out. Well, actually, it's a holiday about being thankful, traditionally about harvest or peace, you know, that kind of stuff, but basically anything you're grateful to have. For example, I'm grateful for my audience. You guys are always awesome, you're chill in the comments section, never toxic, all of which is awesome. You like the videos too every single time, which is amazing. And even though Mortal Kombat 1 died really quickly, my audience stayed with me, so I'm very grateful to all of you for that. But yeah, Thanksgiving, in celebration of Turkey Day, I'm making a tier list ranking every Mortal Kombat character based on how they'd behave at the dinner table. For example, the relative that always brings up politics for no reason, or someone who drags you into a weird conversation against your will. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like every Thanksgiving that happens, there's always these types of people. But then you have the awesome relatives who bring amazing food or are just good company. Everyone loves those relatives. So yeah, let's get started ranking the characters. To anyone new to this channel, I'm trying to reach 500,000 subscribers before 2026. So if you like what you see, smash that red button and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. It's completely free. Alright everyone, happy Thanksgiving, and without further ado, let's begin. Okay, here we go, ranking every Mortal Kombat character based on how they'd behave on Thanksgiving Day. First up is the normal guest tier. These characters are chill and would not rock the boat, right? They eat normal, they talk about normal stuff, not bothering anybody, never get mad or bring up politics. Characters like Raiden, for example, or Liu Kang, Kenshi, even Cyrax, I'm sure she'd be chill too. Janet Cage, you know she's fun to talk to. Stryker's a chill guy. Takeda would have some awesome stories to share. And even Omni-Man in Season 1 would be awesome to have dinner with. Let's be real, he'd be a chill guy. You get the idea. This entire first row is about the normal guests, and we love having them on Thanksgiving Day. More people like this at the dinner table, please. But this second tier is arguably more important. Brings great food. That's right, Thanksgiving Day is when people bring their own food to the table, right? If you're a chef or even just a decent cook, you bring your own homemade meal for everyone else to enjoy. It's honestly one of the best parts about Thanksgiving for anyone watching that's not American. I know tons of my viewers are not from the States, and that's okay. I just wanted to explain Thanksgiving for anyone that didn't know about it. But alright, first up is Madame Bo. She's definitely gonna bring great food. Her entire gimmick in Mortal Kombat 1 is making amazing food. She runs a tea house that everyone loves. Apparently one of her teas makes you hallucinate, and everyone loves drinking it for some reason.
I'm not real. This is all in your head. I have to stop drinking Madame Bo's special tea.
Admit it, you have never had a greater hallucination. Raiden wasn't kidding about Madame Bo's special tea.
But also her food's amazing, so of course she's at the front of this tier. Behind her is Sector, because for anyone not aware, that's her daughter. Yeah, straight up. And as a result, I'm sure she knows how to cook at least a little bit. You can't be the child of Madame Bo and not know how to cook. Then we have Garrus. This man's been alive for millions of years. He's definitely mastered how to make a lot of great cuisine, and he's bringing it to Thanksgiving. Then we have Shujinko. This man can master the technique of anybody he watches, so if he stares at a chef, he can suddenly cook, which means, yeah, he's a fantastic chef now too. Kano, this man barbecues in his friendship. He puts another shrimp on the bobby. This man loves the cookout, alright? He's gonna be amazing on Thanksgiving Day. Then we have Johnny Cage, who I feel like can cook. He wasn't always a rich celebrity. Before that, he was actually poor, which means he likely learned how to make a homemade meal for cheap. So then combine that with being a millionaire afterwards, he likely knows how to make great food with really expensive ingredients. But then we have Jax. I know this man runs the cookout, alright? Invites the whole family. This man knows how to barbecue and grill. He's welcome on Thanksgiving Day. Then we have Smoke. Come on, this man's name implies he can cook, alright? Let this man in the kitchen right now. Then we have Scorpion and Bold Kung Laos. Look me in the eye and tell me these men don't know how to cook. That's right, you can't, because they definitely do. But oh boy, next up is tier number 3, arguably the funniest tier, strange conversations. These people talk your ear off about the strangest subjects, and I swear, every time at Thanksgiving this happens, someone pulls you into a weird conversation, which you know Ashura and Serena would do because they're demons from the Netherrealm. They're not gonna talk about regular stuff. Whatever they drag you into conversation-wise is gonna be strange, but also interesting maybe. Then we have Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, both sorcerers. Their conversations are gonna be weird. I don't don't want to talk to these people on Thanksgiving. Maybe on a different day, just not when I'm eating. Next up is Chameleon. Not sure what she'd talk about, honestly, and that's the point. T-1000 and Ghostface, they're gonna bring up weird conversations for sure, talking about who they murdered, how they did it with which weapons. I don't want to hear that. Trimmer eats rocks, so what's he gonna talk about? Then finally we have Scorpion, classic Scorpion from the Midway era. Revenge this, revenge that, all about revenge. I don't want to hear it on Turkey Day. Next up in tier number 4, we have Gets Angry. These guests on Thanksgiving Day can't control their temper. They're gonna get mad for whatever reason and fly off the handle, especially if alcohol's involved, which it always is on Thanksgiving for some reason, which means Homelander's getting angry. Mortal Kombat 1 Havoc is getting angry. Not the original, he was actually a very chill guy, but MK1 Havoc is getting mad because that man yells by default. I swear he's unable to whisper. Then we have Conan, a literal barbarian. He's gonna get mad. Bihan in MK1 is so angry, and so is Noob Saibot just all the time. You would think getting killed would mellow you out a bit, but nope. Then we have Frost, who's furious and hot-headed all the time, ironic given her powers and her literal frosty hair. Despite being an icebender, she's hot-headed. Mavado, I feel like he would get mad too. He's kind of a chill dude every now and then, but you know alcohol makes him pop off. Then we have Farah. Need I explain more? I think everyone knows by default she would get angry at Thanksgiving. Oh boy, but then finally we have possibly the worst tier, talking about politics. These are the people that bring up who they voted for or who you should vote for in the next election, because here in America it's such a big deal who your family votes for whatever reason. Despite it being private every time you vote, they still want to make sure they let you know who they're voting for and why. And Mortal Kombat characters are no better, like General Shao and Reiko. You know they're bringing up politics at the dinner table. Same goes for Tanya and Li Mei, but in reverse. They're gonna have the opposite political stance as these two people, and the four of them are gonna argue all Thanksgiving Day. Finally, we have Melina and possibly Katana, though she might go in normal guest or even bring some good food. I'm not sure why, but I feel like Katana would cook. Not Melina though. She was destined to be queen and knows she'll never have to cook a day in her life, so she never learned, and she's heavily political because she's trained to be the queen of Edenia. And in fact, she becomes the queen straight up in Mortal Kombat 1. So yeah, she's talking politics all day long. Then finally, we have Peacemaker and Rain, specifically Mortal Kombat 1 Rain, but honestly, even Midway Rain would still be a political guy. Peacemaker himself seems kind of chill, but I bet alcohol would bring up politics eventually. Especially if the people next to him bring up politics, he's gonna join in. Alright, now finally to end the video in a very fun way, brings weird food. Listen, Thanksgiving's all about eating. I'm happy you brought some home-cooked meals, but please stop bringing weird stuff that nobody else wants to try. For example, Natara. You know she's bringing human meat, but lying about it, saying it's pig or beef. No, we know that it's human meat, Natara. You're a vampire. And the same with you, Baraka. Those sausages I don't think are animal. I'm pretty sure that's human meat. In fact, I think Tarkatans are cannibals. Is that a fact? Someone double check for me, but I think Tarkatans eat literally anything. Then we have Motaro. He's a horseman, so he eats horse food. I don't want whatever he brings to the table. Keep in mind, this whole row implies they bring food that they would normally eat to Thanksgiving, not food that we all want to eat, because typically that's how it goes. Next up is Goro. I'm not sure what Shokans eat. Just protein shakes all day, whatever builds their muscles the biggest? I'm not sure. Keep in mind, they're subterranean. A lot of people forget about this. Goro's species lives underground. What do they eat down there? No idea, but I don't want to eat it. I know that. Next up is Sector and Cyrax. They're robots. They probably drink oil and eat petroleum, right? Duh, that's the same thing. Shut up. Shut up, okay? It's funny. It's for the joke. They're robots, okay? They eat circuitry, electricity, and oil and gas, all that stuff. None of which do I want to eat on Thanksgiving Day, even though gasoline low-key be smelling kind of good. No idea why I feel that way. Next up, we got Darius. This man's from Chaos Realm. There is no way they understand how to cook, because cooking well means following a recipe, at least initially, and they don't do that in Chaos Realm, which means Darius does not know how to cook. I don't want his food. Then we have Ermac. This man's made of souls. What does he eat? No clue. Other souls? I don't want anything to do with that. Alright, keep this man away from the kitchen. Then finally we have Reptile. Listen, I love this guy, especially in Mortal Kombat 1. Reptile's one of my favorite characters, but the guy eats bugs and openly admits to not liking human food.
Join us at Madame Beau's. Her cooking is...
No, thank you. I can't stomach human food.
Alright, I'm not kidding. During the intros, he says, I don't like human food. Which means, in reverse, we likely don't enjoy his food. It's probably bugs, insects, all that disgusting stuff. I don't want that. I'm not eating the bugs, alright? I'm sure some of you weirdos watching eat those cricket bars or something, like the candy that has bugs in it. Keep that away from me. I'm never eating it. Alright, and there you have it, everyone. The entire Thanksgiving tier list for Mortal Kombat characters based on how they'd behave on Turkey Day. Some of them would bring great food, others would drag you into weird conversations, or bring up politics, which is arguably worse, or they just get angry or bring some weird food. Then we'd have the normal guests, and everybody is grateful for them. A quiet moment of peace for the normal people at Thanksgiving. Thank you so much, we love you. For me personally, I hope you're grateful for today's video. If so, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton. Then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.